last year, we had to turn around and increase it back because we couldn't even cover the budget then.
My next question is, how are all of these evaluations that are going higher and the tax increase affecting businesses in Grimes County? Because if the taxes get so high, like Grant Prideco, they're going to move out. And then what happens to the county?
They have actually moved some of their stuff from a county whose taxes, the values were so much higher for industrial. They've
That's
moved
right.
part of theirs over into Grimes County. We're taking that into effect, but until we can cover everything, you can't lower and then not be able to cover what you're trying to offer to the citizens of your county.
But you cannot afford for your businesses to move out of the county. They are very important to this county. You have to
They're very
protect them.
important.
Thank you.
I have a question, and I don't really know how, I know these are some of the interlocal agreements that you have, but when I read in the paper that the sports facilities that Navasota have, that we as taxpayers, that we give $25,000 for roads are increasing, and then you sit there and you tell me that we don't have money for our own road and bridge. Why aren't those some of the things that can be cut? This money that we're giving for the sports facilities and things like that. I know they're important, but when you have to tighten your budget, isn't that some of the things you need to sit back and think, well, maybe, yes, we have this agreement, but maybe we better look at it?
I'm sorry, but I don't understand the interlocal between.
Well, and I don't know how it I don't know how it works, and that's stupidity on my part.
I think,
Right.
Ms. Goldstein, what it is that we did an in-kind agreement to do the parking lot
Yes,
for the new facility.
yes.
The road and bridge is going to do that through the wrap material that they've received from TxDOT or.
But you're sitting there telling us that you're having to cut the road and bridge, and here we're giving a gift in kind of the same thing that we could be putting on our own road for a parking lot that could have waited at a time where, we are having a hard time. That's the kind of things, as a taxpayer, I don't understand how Commissioner's Court can proceed doing things like that.
I feel like by us doing that, we can have tournaments with kids and everything else, and they'll bring in tax money in, they'll bring, other people come in, it'll help our kids. That's the reason, one main reason, I work with the kids on that. That I think on the long run, it'll pay for itself.
Ms. Melcher, out of respect to you, I live in the north end of the
Yes,
district.
ma'am.
I do not see Commissioner's Court building a sports facility for our kids, or doing any type of, bringing anything up to the north end of the county. So it's a little hard for me to accept that. Yes, eventually we will get something out of it, but when we have to tighten our belts, now is not the time to be doing it.
Being a businessman in Grimes County, the time looks bleak. This year, taxes is 95% has already been paid. Next year, we're in for a train wreck. In August, I may pay all my bills for the next 3 or 4 months. That's where my profit is. I've been working 2 days a week and gonna have to lay people off here soon because I can't carry them anymore. And I pay a large sum of tax money to this county. And I'm not gonna have the money to pay my taxes next year, the way things are going right now. And I don't know how many other businesses is in the same situation that I'm in. And we'll get through this year, but next year, unless things changes, we're headed for a big train wreck. And the county's gonna take a big hit. And we better prepare for it.
Why don't we just cut the county's expenses back by 5% this year?
Well, we're still
Understood.
hoping that we're gonna come out of this recession. you gotta hope, but I don't see it. And I've got other court members here, I can't do it myself.
Got your ways.
Tom?
You're talking about a big train wreck. Each one of us is facing that big train wreck in our own personal lives, in our own common.
Commissioners go to work,
We can't sit behind
so they're working 2 days a month.
wooden desk and vote ourselves a tax increase. We just don't have that ability. And the judge has talked about prices going up, costs going up for infrastructure. We each one have a little mini infrastructure of our own that we have to maintain, whether we like it or not. And if we let our infrastructure go down, then a number of things happen. Our property value goes down, our health goes down, our costs go up, which is what you alluded to. But we have the same cost, the same problems on a many basis that the county does on a little larger basis. We don't have to try to keep up with California and New York and make everybody a millionaire. But we have gotten by without this tax and other taxes for many years. If there is a problem that needs to be addressed, then pull in the strings. That's what I have to do. When I don't have the money to pay for something, I have to pull it in. I expect the county to be just as responsible as I am. And to you, John, I expect you to be just as responsible as I am and vote no against this tax increase.
Well, actually, it's not a tax increase.
It is a tax.
It is a tax
It costs me
increase.
money.
I protested my taxes this year. They charged me $2,000 an acre unimproved acreage. I go over and I protest it, and he brings out a paper saying, well, the guy behind you just paid $2,300 an acre for 600 acres. Now, how can you compete with that?
Just because his taxes, because his property's worth that, doesn't make mine worth.
Well,
Well, what we're doing here, and I don't mean to interrupt, is we're discussing appraisals versus tax rate, and Mr. Sullivan is in charge of appraisals. And he has stated that basically the appraisals did not increase for everyone. And so your taxes would be the same if your appraisal did not increase. Because the tax rate of 54 cents that we are proposing is the very same tax rate we had last year. And as I alluded to, if you would take the sheet that he put in the paper, because he did try to simplify it. By law, we could only go down to 53,0261. If we lowered it, that one basically rounded off, say penny, it would only save $11.49 if your home value was average of the 91,000. $11.49 may impose a hardship on some people. But when you have the cumulative $11.49 that we receive from each one of you, and we are grateful for that increase, we can then continue to operate our county. I don't know, the increase is so minute if we keep it at 54 cents. Even if we went down to the 53, you wouldn't realize but the $11.49. And I would like to say that because we stay focused on the 54 and we don't go up and down and up and down, it gives us a more stable way to budget when we don't anticipate. We could raise it. By law, we have the ability to raise it. We don't want to do that. What if we cut it and then we had to raise it past the 54 to make up for the losses we made? I think that the fact that we're trying to stay focused, we're trying to keep it at the 54 cents. And we are cutting back to stabilize our departments so if it gets worse, that we don't have